guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Today's video is about motivation. Whatever your goals are, you want to meet them, I'm here to motivate you and try to get you a little nudge in the right direction. Sometimes we want to take on things that we think are impossible, whether it's learning how to back a tractor trailer, which it's 75 feet long, that could seem daunting. Whether it's changing jobs, and change can be scary. I hate change. Whether it's losing weight, 65 pounds down, woohoo! Lots of people here in trucking, they want to buy a truck. They want to pay off debt. They want to build a fleet. There are some things you need to consider before you try to tackle that goal. Number one, make sure you're in the right frame of mind. A few years ago, when I first started this channel in 2019, I set a goal for myself because I got to a really high weight and I said, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I have to lose weight. I gained too much and I lost. I lost a lot of weight. I lost 60 pounds really quickly. And then what happened? I was solo on the truck and I was really motivated to keep losing. And then I got lazy. I got lazy because I decided to go back to teaming. And I now know I cannot team, myself, I cannot team on a truck and still try to keep my fitness goals, still try to keep my diet goals, still try to keep my weight loss goals. That's not me. When I was solo, I could get out of the truck, walk around the truck, go walking around the rest areas and get my exercise that way. Teaming didn't happen for me. So one thing that happens with me is I have to be in that right frame of mind to motivate myself to get past the hurdles when I know they're coming. When I moved here to Springfield, so in my head, I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to utilize the gym because we have a 24-hour gym here. I'm going to utilize the weight classes, the exercise classes. I'm going to utilize the nutrition people. And you know what? I didn't. I had to wait until I was ready. And if you're not ready, just like with a drug addict, just like with somebody who needs to stop smoking, just like with somebody who's an alcoholic, a lot of times people hit bottom and that's when they make a change. If you can't exude that discipline that it's going to take, whatever your goal is, whether it's like putting money away, whether it's shaping up your credit, whatever it is, until you have that mindset that you are going to do it, then don't attempt it. Because the truth of the matter is, if I would have been like half and half and I start losing weight and then I turned around and gained it back, I would have just given up and I wouldn't have bothered trying. Okay, I would have just said, okay, it doesn't work. People do that all the time. And it's not necessarily that I can't lose weight. It's not that you can't fix your credit. It's that you're not mentally prepared for that yet. So it's going to be harder for you when a challenge arises. So number two, set both short-term and long-term goals. My long-term goal was I wanted to lose 100 pounds. But when you sit there and you go, oh my God, 100 pounds, it can feel very overwhelming. So if you sit here and tell me, oh, I want to buy 10 trucks in my fleet, okay, that's a heck of a lot of money. That's a heck of a lot of overhead. That's very overwhelming. So it's going to feel like it's going to take forever. So set a short-term goal. The first milestone goal that I had was 10 pounds. Okay, I want to be at this weight. When I hit that, I was like, okay, now I want to do another 10 pounds. Unfortunately, for a little while, it seemed like I was plateauing, and I was like, well, now I'm just wishing to get to that 5-pound mark. Have that long-term and then have that short-term goal. And make it realistic. Don't say, I'm going to buy 10 trucks. Say, okay, in the next 10 years, I'd like to have 10 trucks. That's more realistic. Because I know people that come out here and they're like, I want 10 trucks in 3 years, and that's kind of growing too fast. It's also putting a lot of pressure on you. So if you can't make that goal, what's it going to do? It's going to do the same thing that happened with me where, oh man, I didn't make my goal. Now there's something wrong with me. Oh, it's too much. I can't do it. It's a struggle. It's too hard. And then you just cast it aside and you give up. If I would have said, I want to lose 20 pounds in 1 week, that's really unrealistic. Make sure you're not depriving yourself. And this is something I have to do with the eating because I love sweets. I love chocolate. And if I felt like, oh my God, I'm never having chocolate again, I would just be like, no, I can't do this. This is too hard. This is too much of a struggle. It's not worth it. I'm going to go back to eating. Sometimes people are squirreling away money and there's something they really want. And I'll be like, I'm trying to save money, but I really want this. Like when I came out here, I was $70,000 in debt. I didn't buy a refrigerator and a GPS and a CB like a lot of other people. What I bought was a mattress. It was $600 for the mattress. Okay, I didn't deprive myself of the mattress because that was something that I felt I really needed. Okay, I had that mattress for 3 years, so $200 a year for me to sleep better so that I could sit there and make money to pay off my $70,000 in debt in 2 years. Yep, that was worth it. The Herbalife allows me to have chocolate. It allows me, it fills my sweet craving, my sweet tooth, so I don't feel deprived. When I'm going to go out to eat, if I do go to Olive Garden or something, I'll sit there and say, okay, this meal has 1,200 calories. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to automatically take half of it home. And so I have 600 calories for this meal. And then I just eat a little bit less throughout the rest of the day so that I'm just not overeating constantly. But do the same thing with your finances. Do the same thing with your research on your truck. If you have a goal where you need to have that $14,000 down payment for that lease purchase, put a little bit money aside. I have $300 a week taken out of my check that goes directly into a savings account, and $300 a week taken out of my check that goes right into my 401k. Don't deprive yourself. Allow yourself to have what you want, but at the same time, weigh what you're giving up. Is this item right here worth me giving up so that I reach my long-term goal? Have some kind of backup plan. There's going to be days where you're going to feel down. You're going to feel like, oh, this isn't working. Have something in place that's going to motivate you. One thing that with struggling with my weight, that scale. Oh my God, my boyfriend just said the other day he wants to take a freaking hammer and just bang the hell out of it because, I get on it and I literally can fluctuate 5 to 8 pounds just in a matter of 2 days. Right? And yes, it's water weight and I drink so much water. Yeah, water. I still got that Jersey accent, right? So come up with something that's going to motivate you to stay on course. I put the scale away and then I start trying clothes on. And my scale number wasn't going down, but my clothing jean size was. I went from a size 22 to a size 12. And I actually have 2 different brands of jeans that are a size 10 that I was like, you're kidding. Because anybody that remembers Oprah, that was her goal when she lost that weight years ago. She got into those size 10 jeans and everybody was like, ah! So it didn't matter to me that the scale sucked. Okay? The jeans were what convinced me to keep moving. The same thing with buying a truck or buying a fleet or something of that nature. It might motivate you to go into a dealership and go inside a truck. Go look at the new features they're offering on this year's model. Go to a truck show. Do whatever is going to take you to motivate you. If that's watching videos of trucks, if that's posting pictures of trucks up on inside the truck that you have now that you're driving, come up with ways that are going to motivate you to stay on course. Those little things that you're doing can really help you get over those hurdles. Because when you have long-term goals like that, and things start slowing down, like right now, the economy sucks. So all these people were making a crap ton of money last year and the year before. Freight was up here and people were saying, I'm going to buy a truck next year and I'm going to get $5 a mile and blah, blah, blah. And, you can tell when they're new because people have been in trucking for a while, sit back and go, this isn't going to last. It's not going to last. Appreciate it. So understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows to everything, whether it's weight loss, whether it's trying to, put money away to buy a house, whether it's put money away to buy the truck. There could be emergency situations that are going to interfere. Even with the weight loss, there could be something that if I start needing to take a medication, I could be gaining weight. How am I going to deal with that? If you have an emergency situation like a death of a loved one or somebody's hospitalized, you might need that extra money and it might derail you from your goals temporarily. Do not allow it to derail you permanently. So again, that goes back to your frame of mind. If you're in that frame of mind that you're going to get done, you can do anything. Don't compare yourself to others. With the weight loss, I could sit here and look at somebody. There's a woman on the pad. Her name's Myrna. She's a cute little size 6 and got this little cute body. And I'm like, like, whack, whack, whack. I want to smack you. Okay? And I could look at her and say, wow, I'm never going to be that small. And I'm not. Look at me. My shoulders are huge. I'm kind of built like a linebacker, but at least I got that hourglass thing going on, right? I can accept me for me, but I can be the best that I can be. You have to accept you for you and your talents and not compare yourself to somebody else. It's really unfair. And it's really unfair when YouTubers kind of put out misleading information or things like that. I make a lot of money off of YouTube and off the referrals. The truth of the matter is, I could pay a whole year's worth of truck payment for a lease if I did that with what I make off of YouTube. So just imagine people that have been on YouTube for years and years and have so many more subscribers than I do, how much they're making. Could they pay for 2 trucks? There are a few. I know a few people that can actually make enough money that they could pay for 2 trucks a year. Or almost. Okay? So it's disingenuous to try to compare yourself to them because you're not going to be able to do that. It would take a lot of work. It took many years for me to build up this channel, and I've been sucking at it lately. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get back at it now. Don't allow somebody else's achievements to derail you. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. I even tell my students when it comes to backing, because that's the number one thing that students like to do. They try to compare themselves and they'll be like, oh man, this person knows the pre-trip better than me. They're so much better than me. This person can back better than me. And all it does is it puts you in a bad frame of mind where you're actually now feeling bad about yourself. And the same thing comes when you're a lease guy and you're a lease purchase guy and you're building a fleet. Because if you have a friend who's a lease and you're making $1,400 a week and he's making $1,800 a week and you're going, oh, how come you're making more money? Maybe he's driving longer. Maybe he knows the routes better. Maybe everything he does is faster. I guarantee you that I can drop and hook and pick up a load and dispatch and deliver a load faster than any of my students. It's just learning. It's just getting to a certain point where you utilize your skill set to get you where you want to be. Don't give up. If there's something you really want in life, then go for it. Okay? It's okay to change what you want in life, but it's not okay to just quit because you just don't feel like you can do it. That's a big difference. Throughout my life, I have written books, I've worked on political campaigns, I've had my own website, I've written dozens of blog articles about trucking and in different publications, and even my hobbies have changed. All that's okay. I'm not interested in writing my books anymore. I just lost interest. It's okay to lose interest. But the thing is, I lost interest after I wrote a book that I thought was a great book. It was well edited, it was well written, it had a fabulous story. So I felt complete, and I felt like I didn't need to keep writing anymore. I think that if I felt as though I still needed to achieve something, I'd probably still be doing that. You know, I almost felt the same way about being a solo driver. I got to a point where I was a really, really good solo driver, where I was making a lot of money and I was doing a lot of time management and things like that, that I then felt like, okay, I accomplished this, now I got to move on to something harder. So I went into team training and then I became a good team trainer. And then I said, okay, I got to move on to something else. And I became a PSD instructor. And, you know, that was a real struggle for me. So whatever your goals are, stay motivated. You can do this. Nobody is going to take care of you but yourself. And if you want something, you can do it. You can get it. Don't let anybody tell you can't. Just know what you're getting yourself into. Do your research. Okay, so tell me down below, what are some of the goals that you want to set for yourself, and what are the hardest obstacles you have when you're trying to meet those goals? Because, you know, we just had New Year's and everybody comes up with things like, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to quit this, I'm going to do that. And a lot of people don't make it. So my suggestion to you is, don't quit, because then you're just a statistic of quitters. Well, until the next video, I hope you check out these videos next door. And if you want me to be your CDL instructor, then make sure that you put ROTWKI on the Prime application. If you put Nikki Yost as your recruiter, then she and I can make it happen to bring you into Springfield. My classes do fill up fast though, so I need to know as soon as possible what date you'd be coming in. And until then, I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.